So for you, how much information do you want to know about your partner's ex?
Very minimal.
Like, say you find out like what college they went to, then you want to know what their major is, because then once you know their major, then you kind of know what industry they're in, and then you find out their salary.
Exactly.
Oh,
their salary.
Or just where they live. You find out where they live, what kind of lifestyle they be living. You know,
right? How many designer bags do you own?
Exactly.
It's a competition.
Should we start with
welcome back to another episode of
BULGOGI Pod.
Dude, I listened to myself say BULGOGI the other day, and I don't like the way I say it.
Welcome back to another episode of
BULGOGI Pod. Like, I need to enunciate.
BULGOGI.
Yeah.
Another week, another episode, another
headband of Julie's. She's wearing the other color today.
I am. I didn't wash my hair. But a new week. Yeah, I just went to work, and literally the first day back after like going back, I woke up with a sore throat.
Oh no.
And usually, right, when I get sick, my throat hurts first because I have large tonsils.
Right.
But it was like, I didn't have a fever. I had like very mild fever, very mild like chills and kind of cold sweats, but like not really. It was truly only the throat. So, you know me, like I was like, why sit through the pain when I could just telemedicine my doctor? And so I felt that like Wednesday night, waking up Thursday, and then I was like, okay, like let's wait it out a day. Maybe it was just like a 1 day thing. But then woke up not with like worse symptoms, but just like the same level of symptoms. And so hopped on the phone with my doctor. She prescribed me antibiotics. I'm like 90% fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I like wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah, I know. And then we had Monday off.
Right.
So it was like, technically I guess it was an ideal weekend to be sick, because I also work from home on Fridays.
Oh, okay,
so that's why
nice.
I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to work on Thursday, try to not talk as much. And then my roommates and I finished The Glory. I think you'd like it.
What is it on?
So 송혜교.
Oh, it's a Korean show.
It's like, it came out maybe the start of the new year or end of last year, and it's like, it was the hot topic like the first 2 weeks of January.
Yeah.
Like everybody at this point has already watched it because it's only 8 episodes.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, but it's not my typical type of show. Like it's not gory, but it's revenge. It's a story on revenge.
Oh, okay.
Right, but it's like mind games, but not like Squid Game mind games. It's like,
oh, it's kind of like
very subtle revenge. Like, let me penetrate into your life in ways that you cannot escape me, and let me like ruin your life type of thing.
Oh, interesting.
So my parents, they like binged it in 1 day. And then this past week I also did Pilates. I actually went when I wasn't feeling too good.
Oh,
right. So I mean, I wasn't coughing, right? So I still like probably shouldn't have done it.
Okay.
But maybe because like my body was not feeling the greatest, it was so flipping hard.
Wait, Pilates in general is so flipping hard.
Like, I think it's a very humbling exercise because, right, I went with Lauren and Julia, and the way they were saying it's like gym workouts, but with your own body weight. I don't know about you, but like when I like stretch my chest like this, my back will crack. Like very subtly, just like it'll like, I feel like it's aligning again.
Oh, interesting.
You know, when you're too slouched.
Yeah.
But I can't even do that because it's so sore.
Wait, that's so good.
Yeah,
I love that so much.
But it was so hard. Like I was like low-key getting 짜증났어.
Because it's like, it's no fun when you can't do 95% of it. I'm like, oh.
Like hands down, I think I was the worst out of the three of us.
Wait, I hope you know after my first Pilates class, I was like, I'm an idiot. The amount of times I would like let go of the bars, like accidentally throw the balls, the medicine balls across the room and need to go chase it. Like I was really bad at Pilates. So
yeah. So that was my week. So it was a humbling moment. Nice. I'm still alive.
Nice. Awesome.
Life is going.
Okay, let's go 2023. Yeah, I guess for me, huge realization. So I went to the Culver City steps. Fuck, I always get them mixed up.
I think it's
The Baldwin Hills overlook.
Yes, I love the Baldwin Hills overlook.
Yes, with Allie, my roommate, and she's been like running a lot, right? Like I think she did a 5K end of last year. Like she'll just kind of like go on runs, and I've been very like, ooh, she runs now. She got hookahs and everything, because I fucking despise running.
Okay, you're gonna say hookahs.
No. I despise running. Like I don't like cardio, but I realized on this stair walk that like maybe I don't hate cardio. Maybe I just didn't know how to breathe. Because right, okay, these stairs are really difficult. It's pretty difficult, I want to say, if you're raw dogging it, like if you're not in the routine of doing that. And so we're going up these stairs and I'm huffing and puffing, like mouth breathing like an idiot, and we get to the top and literally my head is throbbing, and then like, you know when you can like kind of taste blood in your throat? No? Okay, like you can kind of taste like blood in your throat, and I think it's from like the capillaries like in your lungs, something like that.
Okay.
And so I was not feeling good after that first time, and I was like, Allie, I don't know how to do this. Like literally everything hurts right now. And she's like, I think you're breathing wrong. So she literally taught me how to like slow down my breath and like breathe through my nose. And it has made the biggest difference. Like I have been enjoying breathing and cardio. And so I think the biggest example of this was like, so I went to Joshua Tree this past weekend, and you know, sometimes I like really want to be an outdoorsy girl, and so like I'll kind of like push myself to be an outdoorsy girl. And so some of the people like in the group, they were like, oh, like some of us are gonna go on this 5-mile hike and then some of us are gonna stay behind. And so I was like, what do I do? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go on this hike. Oh my gosh, I enjoyed this 5-mile hike all the way through from start to finish. And I think it's because like I know how to breathe now.
I don't know what that means.
Like I was going like this. Like I was going like like before, and then now it's like
but that's not normally how you breathe.
It's not, but like I think like once my heart rate starts raising, all bodily functions just go out the window,
which is so interesting to me because I know you don't snore, which must mean you breathe through your nose.
Yes, I do.
But that is so interesting.
Yeah, and you would think me, as someone who talks a lot about mouth breathing and the negative effects of it, that I wouldn't mouth breathe, and yet here I am, consciously mouth breathing. But we're fixing it. Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you. I was really happy.
Yeah.
I told Allie today, I was like, you changed my life.
Because, like, I mean, Allie doesn't find the steps difficult, does she?
I think she finds them, like, moderate. It's not easy. I honestly don't think it's one of those things that gets easier.
I think it's easy.
You think the steps are easy?
Like, I hope we're talking about the same, like, it's just one line up, no?
Yeah. The big mountain.
Yeah.
You think those are easy? Oh,
then what do you think, like, Diamond Head and, like Cocoa Head? I've never done, but like Stairway to Heaven, like
I've never done that.
If Baldwin Hills Overlook, like, you know what I mean? Like Baldwin Hills Overlook compared to Stairway to Heaven is like level 1.
You see, that's the thing is like, right? I've done Diamond Head.
Yeah.
I don't remember it at all. I think I just blacked it out from my memory because it was probably painful. Because I wasn't breathing. I wasn't like getting oxygen to my brain.
Yeah.
Which is why I think I had a headache.
Yeah. Cheers to learning how to breathe.
Thank you.
At age 25.
At 25. Yeah.
At 25.
Just a few days away from 26.
Yes.
Yes. And my feelings on my birthday coming up in literally 2 days, I think I'm a little freaked out.
Why?
It's mid to late 20s, baby.
It's mid.
It's mid. Yeah. I think I'm freaked out though. I think like, I'm like, oh shit, 4 years till 30? That's not very long. And I feel like 30, I think 27 I'm going to freak out, but I think 30 is really going to be painful. Cause I noticed that like when I like talk to people, like go out on dates with people who are like 29 turning 30, they're like, oh, I really have to get my shit together. Like I'm saving up to buy a house.
Yeah.
You know?
I think when I turn 29, I'll be pretty sad. So you got to make the most of 26, 27, 28.
Okay, maybe I'll just go out extra.
Well, talking about going extra.
Okay.
Right? Talking about going extra.
Yep.
And putting ourselves maybe for you out there going out more. Well, at least for me, I think I'm ready to talk about the what ifs of my next relationship.
Oh,
Or like, let's just
that's
talk. I mean,
new.
we're both single.
Yes.
And I'm ready to talk about how I want to react to certain situations if they ever happen. But hopefully
Like
some of
you
these things like
do.
don't happen.
Right.
But if they happen, because you never know.
Then you're prepared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I already think if something happened and I wasn't responding in my most genuine way, like that's already a red flag.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like kind of putting
Like
on
when
a
you
show.
say it's okay, but it's
but
like
it's
not okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like taking a step back and being like, actually, yeah,
Like
I'm
think
not okay
about
with
it.
that.
Thinking about the situation
Yeah.
and
actually answering.
preparing myself.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically what? Let's pretend like you're in a new relationship. You're with this boy that you really like. You're with this man that you really like. Sorry,
Yes.
excuse me.
Uh-huh.
Young.
Yeah. okay, let's pretend Chinyo.
And maybe the topic of exes come up.
Yes.
Let's start off easy. I'm not sure if you have photos of like you and your ex on your phone, but let's say your new boyfriend comes up to you and is like, can you like delete those photos?
On my phone.
On your phone. Like, how are you reacted?
How am I reacting? My immediate answer is I am smarter than that.
Okay.
And I like wouldn't let them know that the photos are in my phone.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I would hope that if I'm entering this new like serious relationship,
Right.
that I've done my due diligence to like remove the photos and like put them on like Google Drive or at least like not in my
Like immediate
my phone
storage.
photos.
Yeah.
But for example, I did have some photos from my previous relationship in my previous relationship. And yeah, I wasn't out here like, I mean, we shared each other's like passwords.
Right.
But I mean, he never looked through my photos. And when I think it was brought up a couple times, like I wouldn't let him look through my photos.
Oh,
Like he
okay.
could look at the option. Like if we took, I don't know, a bunch of photos on a specific trip,
Right.
like he would browse through those photos,
Right.
but he wouldn't go like all the way to the top.
Oh,
And it
like,
wasn't
look through.
necessarily, well, and he never asked me like why I still had those on my phone, but like to be really honest, I think in that relationship, I couldn't delete the previous relationship photos because I looked so cute in the photos. Like I actually
Yes.
thought about this. I thought about this a lot because maybe it was because I was younger too. Like it just meant more. Like it didn't mean more, but
It's like new and fresh.
like I had a lot
and
more
yeah.
like firsts, like first time going on a cruise, like first time like trying this and that, you know? So
Yeah.
I didn't want to necessarily delete those pics, but with my ex, I definitely took more photos with him. But you know when like you can't delete a photo because it's the same photo, but the angle is slightly different in every single photo?
Yeah.
So maybe because of that, it was a lot easier to delete like the photos in like masses.
Okay, interesting.
But yeah, I didn't delete a lot of those photos because they were attached to experiences, not
Okay.
necessarily like I want to remember him.
yes.
Because like all those photos did go away.
Right.
It was
right.
more like if it was a picture of the both of us and I looked really cute, I was like, I really can't delete this because I look way too cute.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because I think, you see, when I think about like my previous relationship, it's not like I have current feelings for my ex at all. And it's not like I would ever like even consider getting back together. Like there's no present feelings.
Yeah.
And so it's almost because I'm so detached from it that I'm like, oh, it's literally just like memories. And like you said, it's like a lot of firsts, right? Like
Yeah.
I was like, okay, like first relationship. Like I think that's kind of
A big
significant.
deal.
Yeah.
And so when I was in a relationship, like I did feel a little guilty. So like up until entering a new relationship, I didn't delete as much.
Right.
But then during the relationship, I was like, oh, maybe I could delete it a little more because like it feels weird having like
So many.
like guys in my album. So then I deleted more, and I think now that that relationship has been like twice removed, it's even more like let's just remove all the ones that I kept it because I was like, oh, memories. But let's be honest, the past 2-3 years, have I ever clicked on it? And the answer is no. So it's like, let's just like leave like one that like kind of is representative of it all and like delete the rest.
Okay. What about, so we're talking about photos on your phone.
Yeah.
What about Instagram? I can understand that a bulk of the photos will probably at least be archived once you're in a new relationship. But like, will you keep one, maybe two?
No.
Okay, why is this?
No. Okay, so actually, I think with the new function, it's not so new, but with the functions of having multiple photos now, if it's not the first photo, I think it's fine.
Okay.
And I think, I don't know if you've ever done this, but have you like ever edited like a multiple photo post?
No.
I don't, well, so I did, but I think you can only edit it once because I removed a couple photos and then I was like, okay, I want to remove this photo.
Right.
It was like maybe the second or third pick.
Okay.
And initially I didn't remove it because I looked cute, right?
Right.
But then I was like, it's okay. I'll just forego this photo.
Right.
Like I can post other cute photos.
Okay.
But I couldn't edit it anymore.
Oh,
so it's either just archive the entire thing or like keep
edited
it
the first time. Okay, yeah.
So like that's why I do have one. But it's not on
even
the main
first
feed. Yeah, it's not on the main feed.
So people will have to go deep in the stalking in order to find it.
It's
semi-deep.
Yeah. Semi-deep. I think the bigger thing is like tagged photos. Like, well, I want to hear your thoughts on it too. Like, because I don't know, why do I see you as like I could see you being okay with keeping the photo on your page?
No, yeah, I literally think like, because right, we all stalk people.
Yeah.
And like, I will see people who have like their exes on their feed.
Yeah, like Charles Leclerc.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't. His ex does.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And right. I'm sure for her, she's like, yeah, I dated Charles Leclerc.
Yeah.
Right. But like, I don't know. I don't have like any sort of like major feelings towards it because I'm like, it doesn't matter.
But see, I think this goes back to because like, I don't know how this is going to sound, but I have pretty like emotional relationships, right? But I think like you would end a relationship on good terms, so you wouldn't be like removing this person like from your Instagram, right? Because also there's so many comments actually about the Instagram part,
right?
Because also like I don't think I could be Instagram friends with an ex.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah, like follow each other.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? If your current boyfriend was friends on Instagram, and maybe they don't comment on each other's posts, but they like actively liked each other's posts.
So, okay, in terms of liking each other's posts, I think I made the mistake once of liking my ex's photo, and I don't think he was ready for it. I think the way that I liked it was, just sending him like good energy. Like, I'm like, yeah, like I didn't really like, think too deeply about it. But then I think in hindsight, I like thought about it from his perspective. And I think a small glimmer of hope is not a good idea when it comes to breakups. And so I think I would prefer for them to not like each other's photos.
Yeah.
But also I think the bigger preference is no contact. She can follow him on a secret account. She can have one of her like friends, still follow him, like if she wants to keep tabs, like, later down the line. But like, I don't think that there should be a huge need to follow each other. Like, you can wish someone well, but not see what they're up to all the time.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on following your ex or your new boyfriend following their ex following him back, and like them liking each other's photos? Maybe
number one preference would be that they don't follow each other.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe that's the only preference because I was gonna say in the second, like they can follow each other, but they have each other like muted, or like my boyfriend has his ex muted.
Yeah.
But then at that point, like what's the point?
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like muting too is like dangerous because they're muted. Like they don't pop up, and so you actively look for them.
Oh yeah. That's true.
And so if you don't want to see it, like confession, like I think that's kind of what happened with like me and my ex, right? Like he was liking my photos, and honestly I was kind of like, I don't know, like angered. Like,
no, I would be like, the fucking audacity, you think that you can like my photos?
Yeah, like I hope this face says it all. Like I was just like, what? And then I muted him. But then I would get curious, and then I would like actively look him up. And so that's why I was like, I don't think this is too healthy. And so I ended up just kind of like unfollowing him. Right. But like not because like I like hated him or anything, just like for my health.
Yeah.
And so but I did had to actively like remove some comments because 2 relationships ago,
Okay.
we were kind of like very like active on social media.
Yeah.
Like, you remember when I shared like we would message each other on LinkedIn, on Snapchat, on Facebook,
Venmo.
like
literally on Venmo. Yeah. I found them all. Don't worry.
So it was funny because I was doing some cleaning on my photos, and even there I had a screenshot from another friend on Facebook, and he was like, "Y'all are gross," because we were just like, just lovey-dovey like comments to each other on our photos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so then like my ex had like made kind of a passive comment. So when you're stalking, right, you look at the comments and it was just like, "You're so cute." It's like, "You're so cute." Like, "You're so," like stuff like that.
Hearts. Yeah.
And so I did like actively delete those, but I think like,
wait, that's
that
so
could be
smart.
one.
Wait, that's so smart because low key, I remember when I was like going on dates with this one guy and I was so curious about his ex. And so I found her through the comments.
Oh my God.
I forgot how I had found her, but you literally just reminded me. That's how I fucking found her.
Oh, yeah. So actually, to add on to that, you found his ex.
Yeah.
Like through that. And I'm sure through that obviously now you know her name.
I do.
And what she looks like.
Yeah, her
and
name is Taylor.
Taylor, okay. And I feel like nowadays, like people put, like they could put like more like private information on their bio.
Yeah.
Right?
Like where they
Like
go to school or what their occupation. Yeah.
So that's like another way of finding more information. And once you know the school or the job, then you can go onto Google and then find them on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
You're done. You're really done.
Yeah.
You can just like find them.
Yeah.
So for you, how much information do you want to know about your partner's ex?
Very minimal.
Okay, like
extremely minimal.
Okay, what is minimal?
Okay, well,
because I actually like when thinking about this episode,
right?
I don't know if I can say this. Like I thought about, right, how she for years like didn't know much about her boyfriend's ex.
Like didn't know her name.
Yeah, like that's crazy to me. Like, was it more like she never asked or he refused to tell? But even if he refused to tell, like my biggest fear is when like you guys, my girlfriends, like were gonna call my boyfriend like my ex's name. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah. Which in my most recent relationship
that happened,
but not in front of him.
No, it happened. I think once in front of him. No.
Honestly, it probably could have. But my dad, my dad and my sister have.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. My thing is, I honestly don't like to know like any information because
you don't like to know, but can you stop yourself?
Well, because it's like self-preservation. Okay?
Yeah.
I want to know how long ago they dated.
Okay. And
how long they dated for.
Okay.
But then I'm thinking about it, and if I hear out of his mouth, "Oh, we dated for 6 years," I'm immediately like, "Oh shit. I have to compete with fucking 6 years?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I really don't like that information.
I mean, did that before. So yeah, I was really thinking about like, what do I want to know? Yeah, I don't need to know their name. I do think the only thing that would maybe satisfy my curiosity would just be the time between his last serious relationship and the beginning of ours.
Okay, so question. Between his past breakup and you guys
starting.
Yeah, you guys starting to date. Yeah. How much time is too little?
I think from personal experience. Like, and this is different for everyone, right?
Of course.
Because, there was a point when I was kind of concerned. I don't know if you remember. I was like, wow, why am I'm literally like making strides through this
breakup
or like this recovery of the breakup, but it'll catch on. I think like 6 months minimum.
6 months minimum. That's fair.
Like 6 months minimum.
Yeah.
Like
ideal.
I think it could be a little less than a year.
Okay.
Maybe 10 months.
I was going to say 10 months.
I don't know why. That sounds like a good amount of time.
Well, because I think back to my post-breakup recovery, and I think I thought I was okay at 8 months. And then I was actually like a bit more okay at 10 months.
Yeah.
You know?
And then a year is like, I'm good to go.
Yeah. Like
Could be.
yeah.
Because we had people on our podcast who like, it took them years.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say maybe a solid 10 months. I think the thing with me is like, I always feel like, okay, I can go on a date. And then after the date, I'm like, oh, I'm not ready.
Oh yeah.
But there are times when I'm like, oh, I'm ready. So now I'll go on a date.
And then
I'm like, no, I'm not ready.
yeah, which I think that happens.
Yeah.
But I will say, with one person I had dated, I did the bad thing where I Googled his name immediately. Immediately after finding out his last name, I was like,
Yeah.
let's do a little Google search. Oh my goodness. It was horrifying.
What?
Because, okay, I didn't know his ex's name, but I did find the fucking SoundCloud album that he had entirely dedicated to her. And then, like, not to mention the custom image that he had put as the album cover of both him and her. And then that is where I found out her name. And so I think to save myself of all of the pain of not having to, but choosing to listen to the album that he dedicated to his ex, I don't want fucking information. Like,
Yeah.
don't fucking tell me anything.
Yeah. I think I also learned that from trying to set you up with somebody.
Oh,
Like and that was my first time setting anybody up
Right,
with
right.
anybody.
Right.
Or with somebody.
Right.
And so I think moving forward, if I set anybody up, I'm just going to like zero information. Like
Right.
maybe a first name. Like I'm not even going to give you like a last name. I'm just
Okay.
going to give you a first name.
Okay.
Maybe I'll give you a secret name too, because I feel like if I told you like the name was, I don't know, Jorge, like I feel like you'd go onto my Instagram and look up Jorge.
Yeah, you're right.
you
Yeah,
know?
you're right.
So maybe I'll give you a secret name. I'll give both of you guys secret names.
It'll literally be a blind date.
Yeah, secret names, but like each other's numbers.
Oh.
And so you were texting each other the secret
I'm
name.
Googling his number.
Oh no!
Or at least judging by the area code.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
like if you're a 310, you a real one.
Yeah.
If you're a 213,
Yeah. Dude, I hope I can have my phone number for the rest of my life.
Wait, me too. I have your phone number memorized also.
No, you don't.
No, I literally do. 310.
Oh my god! I don't have yours. 310. I'm feeling 7.
There is a 7 in there.
I'm feeling 8.
There is an 8 in there.
Yes, I'm feeling 9.
There
There is. I'm feeling a 2. There's no 2. But to add on to my answer of like all I want to know is the time between their last serious relationship and mine, maybe some triggers. Like I really thought about it, like to be realistic, right? Like how many times can an ex potentially like come up?
Right.
Which actually I have a good question.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe potential triggers, like things that they would want to avoid that happened in their previous relationship. But even that, I remember seeing a TikTok and they were just saying like you don't want to overshare. Right? Like, not that it like allows them, like, for example, if you were in a verbally abusive relationship previously, like, you don't want to like tell I don't know why. I don't remember the reason why. Like, I don't know if it's because it would make them more hyper aware and nunchiba, or if it would make them feel like it's okay to treat you like that because you were treated that way.
Right. And they're like, oh, her standards are low.
I don't remember like what the reason was, but the takeaway was don't overshare. Like how your previous partner treated you.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
So I guess like some triggers that I should be aware of, but then it also made me think like, okay, but if they're triggers, maybe they need to go see a therapist. You know, because that's how I feel about myself. Like if a certain name or if a certain like behavior triggers me, it really does make me think like, why am I so triggered by this? And how can I like, is this something that I can move past and like not be triggered by anymore? Like for example, my ex's name. I think for a period I was very like, I didn't want to hear that name, and it's a unisex name. So it's literally everywhere.
It is everywhere.
So, and every time I'd hear it, I'd be kind of like
I felt
triggered.
I felt the tension in the air all of a sudden. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, like that's a me issue. Like, how can I, like, why am I so triggered? What are the reasons? Can I move past it? How can I move past it? Let's work on it. Right?
That makes sense. Yeah.
So that's really all I could think of. But talking about like certain situations where you kind of have to bring up your ex, situation could be like a travel destination, or you go eat someplace and you're talking and you're like, oh, your current partner is like, oh, have you been here before?
Yeah.
And you have.
Yeah.
And the answer is with your ex or a previous partner. And they're like, oh, with who? Would you tell them that it was with your ex?
Yeah. So what'll happen is like, let's say I'm going on a date, right? And then the guy is like, oh, like there's this place called da 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 da, like it's really yummy. Like, you know, he's kind of like hyping it up. And then in my head, I'm going, oh, I've been there before. I know that it's good. Yeah, I'm down to go. But all I'll say is like, yeah, I'm down. Right? Because I don't want to like be like, oh yeah, I've been there before. I know it's good. You know what I mean? And so I'll kind of like let them have the joy of thinking like, you know, them taking me there is like my first time. But then like, I notice that when I do that, we go to the restaurant, right? And they're like, oh, like have you been here before?
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm like, yeah, I have actually. And then they'll be like, oh, like with who? And I was like, oh yeah, actually another date. Like, you know? And so I'll just kind of say it, but I also think it's like situationally, because if I feel like, if I think that they can take it, I'll kind of say it, but if I don't think that they can and I kind of want to like protect whatever, I won't.
Well, okay, like let's say, so this is like a guy you are dating.
Oh,
like takes
like,
you.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're not just going on a first date. Like I could see it where like, I don't know if you were saying it in the context of like you're going on a first date with another guy and he was
that
like,
was the context,
right? But like, let's say you are in a relationship now.
Oh.
And you go, and I don't even want to use like a previous like first date. Like you were there with your ex.
Oh.
Like would you tell your current boyfriend?
Wait, so now all of this has got me thinking, do you think like it would be right to be like, let's say you're dating your new boyfriend and you're like, okay, like if like my ex ever comes up in conversation, like do you want me to say it or do you want me to lie to you?
Yeah.
But then like but then if I ask them that and they're like, oh, lie to me, then every single time like they might
you
think,
could tell.
You could tell.
Well, I think like, right, like I asked because it's so tricky for me too. Like I think lying would make me feel really bad. Like I would feel so bad about lying. But that's also why we have things as like such things as white lies.
Right.
Like if you are able, like, you know, you can just kind of brush it off like, oh, I was here like years ago. Like I don't really remember, but I was here before.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
like
fair.
kind of brush it off. But I think there were actually a couple times in my previous relationship I like didn't tell him it was like he asked
like,
or it was brought up
with,
but I didn't like tell him it was with my ex,
right?
But now I'm trying to think like, did I lie because I didn't think he could take it? Well, I think here actually, okay, saying that out loud, I think I've identified, I think I chose to white lie because I knew like how I felt when he would tell me that he went with his ex. Like it wasn't a great feeling.
I see.
So maybe that's why. And the longer that your ex has dated their ex,
the more places.
The more places. And I don't know, the word isn't necessarily compete, but it is very challenging, you know?
Yeah. No, yeah, that's totally fair.
Like it's almost like, okay, they've moved on, but their ex still seems so present. Right? So it's like, I don't know what the word is. It's like taptape.
Yeah.
It's like let's move on, but you just can't.
Right. Because like her presence is always just looming.
All the memories.
Just ghosting her. Yep.
Yeah. And like it's in the little things too, really.
Right.
So if they could take it. I would hope you're dating somebody that could take it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. Like I think I would just want to be like, oh, I was here with my ex. But then also, I want you to be smart enough. If your feelings are going to get fucking hurt when I say my ex, then don't ask me stupid questions like, who were you here with?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel attacked.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
I feel attacked. No, because like I think like that's why you need to start off with very minimal information, because I think once you're curious, it's unending. You know what I mean?
I know you
like
mean.
You can't just stop with like one part.
Cheeto.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
One Pringle.
Oh my gosh, the Pringles.
Yeah.
Dude, I can now finish an entire can in one sitting.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So like, might as well just not start.
Yeah. You might as well
yeah.
just not start.
Okay.
Like, say you find out like what college they went to, then you want to know what their major is, because then once you know their major, then you kind of know what industry they're in,
And then maybe
you find out their
mutual
salary.
friend.
Exactly.
Oh, their salary.
Or just where they live. You find out where they live, what kind of lifestyle they be living. You know,
Right. How many designer bags do you own?
Exactly.
It's a
But if you're-
competition. Mom.
yeah, you know, so like what their hobby, then you can kind of find out what their hobbies are depending on where they live.
Right. Am I a better tennis player than you?
Exactly.
If we did a one-on-one match.
Dude, I hate tennis. Maybe I feel like I'd be really good at pickleball. I haven't tried, but I think I'd be good
can
at
we
it.
go? I've been talking about pickleball for so long.
Just like I feel like it's really difficult to find pickleball courts.
Oh, I don't.
Like our friend Sarah here be like playing with everyone's like parents.
Okay.
But you know, from my experience, don't ask.
Also, yeah, right? I think the chances of the answer being, oh, my ex, are pretty freaking high. So maybe just don't ask.
Yeah.
Who did you come here with?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think maybe this could be another conversation, but I think the difference like between my two serious relationships is that like one like didn't have anything good to say. Like they weren't like trash talking their ex, but they didn't really have anything good to say, right? Maybe it's because they were so young, I don't know. But the other only had good things to say, which maybe like made me curious. Like that's what really kickstarted the curiosity.
Right.
Like,
it's like,
why'd you guys break up? Like it really sounds like you guys had a harmonious relationship. Like what happened?
Wait, so did you ever ask?
So yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that's how it started.
Oh.
That's how I started, and that's how I found out about her name, and then that's how I found out about, you know,
her
how to
salary.
find her. How I found kind of. That's how I found out. Just about everything.
Because you can find out honestly, it's so easy. I could probably
really
find
is.
it if you just give me her first name. Yeah. So
Okay.
I guess like along those same lines, let's say that your current boyfriend and his ex were in the same friend group. How do we feel about this? Let's say they maybe see each other twice a year, maybe 4 times a year for birthdays or holidays, because the entire friend group is getting together. How do you feel about that?
Like it's just never happened to me before, so I'm like really trying to be realistic, right?
Right.
In my honest thought, we can agree to disagree, but if they're so okay being in the same space, I don't think they were truly in love.
Whoa.
You know?
Whoa.
Like one must be more hurt.
Yeah.
Like they can be hiding it. They can have a front when they're together. Like you see this in the K-dramas all the time.
Right.
Like they act like they're okay, but you know deep down inside one of them is more hurt.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and then it becomes a situation. You know, like maybe at the time like it's okay, but you know it's going to blow up later down the road.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really freaking awkward.
I think it's really freaking awkward. Yeah.
That is so awkward.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, like I wouldn't naturally want to be friends with that individual. So I mean, I would be dating the guy. So like, I don't know if I naturally want to be all friendly with the female now friend.
Right. Because that's weird for her too.
But, yeah, but it's also awkward if I like was so like
don't fucking talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
pushed her away and didn't converse with her.
Right.
And then I'd probably feel a type of way if they were talking to each other at a party and I wasn't there.
Oh.
Or like I was talking to other friends.
Yeah.
And they were talking.
I do think if +1s were allowed, let's say like at these gatherings, I would want to be there. Like I think it's ideal that I would be there with the ex rather than you two just be in the same room together with other people as well, obviously.
Yes.
Because you better not be having one-on-ones with your ex.
Yeah.
I will not allow that.
Yeah.
Because, right, like I've had this happen where like 2 friends will start dating within the friend group. But then I don't think that the friend group was foundationally strong enough. And so like, yeah, people took sides. Like that's kind of how it went. And like neither was in the same space together ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I think both situations suck. Like whether or not the friend group stays together or not, the fact that like it's either awkward when you're together or you feel like you're missing out on like these relationships that you had because you had to choose sides. Like I think it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. No other way to put it.
And so if there is like one concern with just dating now and like if you do choose to date like not from the apps, Like that's like I was talking to my, my nail girl about it. If you date anybody in K-Town, for example, like I feel like that is we've talked about this before. That's like eliminating that entire friend group. At least to me. Yeah. I wouldn't feel very comfortable like having dated, like let's say they have a group of like 9 guys. If I dated one of the 9 guys, I cannot date the other 8.
Trying to think. I think if it was a group of 9 guys.
Pause. It's like our friend group. It's if like a guy dated one of us and then was like, oh, it's 9 girls. Like,
frick. Wait. Fundamentally, I think those scenarios, those similar, are very different because I don't think that guys really have deep relationships.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I don't know if I've ever met a 9.
Yeah, there's like no depth like a female relationship, right?
Yeah.
Because if like we share everything.
Yeah.
But I think guys tend to like keep things and information to themselves. Right. And so like
if 9 was a lot.
Yeah, 9 is a lot.
Maybe 4?
If it's 5 or anything smaller, okay. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But like 6, 7, 8, 9 9 is a lot of people. Like, how are you guys friends? Maybe you guys aren't actually like tight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. And then you were also like they better not be having one-on-ones, right? Like if they were, their ex that's in the same group of friends. Yeah. What are your thoughts on, okay, this is such a specific scenario, so I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Let's say where the ex lived, like let's say we don't live in the same area, okay? And where they lived, there was a natural disaster.
Where the ex lived?
Yeah. Are you okay with your boyfriend checking in with them? Like, hey, like I know a hurricane just passed by. Like, is your family okay? Or do you remember when like Texas was like just frozen for a couple days? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Like that. Or like, especially on the East Coast. Let's say their ex was living on the East Coast. Like, would you be okay if they checked in on them?
Okay, you know what I think?
And then you found out about it. It wasn't like a, hey, like I'm gonna text. It's like,
oh, like you found out
or just like
post.
Maybe like 2 weeks later. Damn. Because you happen to be on his phone and you happen to be on his texts.
And which happen to look up their ex's name because you now know it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what's funny is like I've literally started to think about like how blown up natural disasters are portrayed like
on the media?
In the media, because right, like I saw that NorCal was flooding.
Yeah.
Like the bay was flooding. And so I like texted some friends up there. I was like, are you okay? They're like, wait, it's like literally fine.
Yeah.
And then even like somebody had texted me and had been like, is your family okay? And I was like, so what do you mean? And then he was like, oh, there was like a landslide, like where my home is.
Oh.
And then I was like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think like taking that into consideration, I think it depends on the severity of the natural disaster. Like, if you are texting someone about, like, just a normal-ass earthquake in California, I'm going to be like,
yeah.
How many times a day are you checking in?
But that would be a great conversation starter. Like, if you ever wanted to reconnect.
How are the earthquakes?
It's just like, oh my God, like,
that is
a 3.2 earthquake around your area. Are you okay?
Right.
That would be a great, like, if you are interested in somebody right now,
right?
I think that is a great way to slide in.
Just look up the natural disasters in the area.
It tells you, like,
that's hilarious.
Most recent, like, I don't know, Riverside, like,
right,
like 1.8. Right.
Okay.
1.8. Are you okay?
See, my immediate reaction when there's a 1.8 earthquake is to look up, like, am I fucking hallucinating? Or was that an earthquake? Not, oh, let me text my ex.
Yeah. Well,
that's
1.8, you wouldn't feel anything.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Right?
Yeah, you wouldn't. That is that's me laughing a little bit.
That's a great.
That is. Okay, Miss Toxic Queen.
So depending on the severity, you think it's okay?
Yeah. Cool. Depending. Okay, well, another question for you, because I've been thinking about this. My birthday's coming up. How would you feel if your boyfriend's ex texted them like "Happy birthday"?
It's not okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like it would be like you can like their birthday post.
Okay.
Like I think Instagram has really become like a birthday post social platform.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if I go on and I'm watching people's stories,
it's just
1 out of 5 for sure is like a birthday post.
Right.
Actually, I don't know. I mean, it's not like a how dare they?
Right.
Like you can, but like if I
Right.
saw that, like I just question like why, right?
Right.
Like it's a kind thing, but like why do you need to go out of your way to wish somebody who really isn't relevant in your life anymore? Like why do you need to wish them a happy birthday?
Right. Okay, so
yes.
follow up. Like how would you want him to respond to his ex texting him happy birthday?
Just thank you.
No
Like,
questions back.
Thank you. Period.
Okay, what if she says happy birthday? How's your day going?
No. No. Still, thank you. Period. Thank you, period.
Okay.
And you know what? You can thumbs up the text.
Okay.
Thumbs up. You cannot heart the text. It's a thumbs up
Thumbs
the
up.
text. Thank you.
Right.
Period. Do not
Okay.
forget the period.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you've been
Period.
you've been using a lot of periods.
Yeah. I think it's kind of coming back. You know, it's coming back.
It
Yeah.
scares me, everyone.
coming back.
It scares me a little bit. Yeah, I think like if she had asked like, oh, like how are you, or
Mm-hmm.
any open-ended question like that, he can answer it, but he better not frickin' ask anything back. Like
Yeah.
it should be like, oh, I've been good, thanks for asking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, or like even like a hope you've been well too.
Just
you
like-
know, just like a end.
Like do kind people actually ask how are you doing without like what's the intention? What's the intention? Like okay, so it's his birthday. You wish him happy birthday. Like why? Like what is the intention behind asking how are you?
It's just to start the conversation. So
Yeah, so you're being snaky.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
being snaky.
Yeah, that's
like
the
I think if
beginning.
we like okay, maybe if he ran into her in person,
Okay,
you can ask like, "Oh, like how are you doing?"
right.
You know, but like that's probably going to be a short encounter too because our generation doesn't really know how to talk to each other in person. But, you know,
Right. Oh,
what?
I have a funny question.
Okay.
Okay, how would you feel / react if your boyfriend's ex accidentally liked an Instagram photo of yours?
Oh.
Like,
Like,
how
has
would
it happened to you? No, you've done that.
No, I haven't done either. But like, how would you feel?
Special? Because that's definitely happened with an ex's like family member.
Oh.
Like liked my post
Oh.
before.
Right.
And maybe still sees my stories. Oh. Maybe.
Okay.
I feel relevant. This is, my very honest thoughts, you guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, like 신경 써, right? Like they not the word isn't concerned. It's I am on their mind,
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
but I do appreciate like my ex and his ex. They're all just private. So even if I was curious, I can't. I have restricted information. You know?
Okay.
So it kind of helps. But yeah, I'd feel special and relevant and of their mind and maybe a little embarrassed for them. But yeah, what about you?
Well, no, literally my first reaction would be like,
Oh,
you're shocking me. I'm honored.
Yeah.
But like literally the same thing. I'd be like, that's embarrassing for you.
Yeah.
I would screenshot so quickly
Yeah.
and send off to every group chat so quickly.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's funny, right? That's what we like. That's literally the first thing we say to our friends when we're showing them the guy that we're talking to. It's like, okay, don't like anything.
No, literally.
And then-
Kara, did you know that like, okay, I had a crush on this one guy, and then I had told Kara about it, and literally she goes, oh shit. I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Oh shit. She accidentally liked one of his posts from her account. And so the next time I ran into him, all I could think was, holy fuck, he knows that I have been talking about him to
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah. And didn't we test this out too? We were like, okay, like it
and then
like
unlike.
Yeah, like how quickly do you need to unlike?
Right.
But if you like and then unlike right away, like you don't get the notification.
Oh, we tested this.
We
Okay.
tested it.
I still am sussed out.
Yeah. I have an interesting question.
Okay.
I don't know if I don't think you would ever have thought about this,
Okay.
but how would you feel if you found out your ex was getting married? Like our age right now.
Good for him. But then obviously depending on the relationship, like I could feel two different ways about it. Like, oh shit, that could have been me. Or like oh shit, like that could have been me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
I think like, right, the former is like, oh, thank fucking God that's
Yeah.
not me. And so like I hope I feel that way
Yeah.
after a breakup. But then chances are like in my lifetime I'll go through at least one heartbreak, and so I'm sure I'll be like, oh shit, feel real bad about at least one of the relationships.
Yeah.
Marriage.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. I think, right? I mean, it's a lot of our friends are getting married.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about like kind of realistic situations. And I'm going to be very honest. Like, I'm also a very like cut the relationship, like no strings attached type of person.
Right.
And like, I'm trying to place myself there. Like, if it really happened at this moment that I found out that my ex was getting married, let's not leave it so direct. Well, it's one of my exes. Right. Like, it is a happy event.
Okay.
Like, I'd be happy that there was a marriage, but I don't know if I'd be happy for them. Like, like, I don't want to be faking, like, I'm so happy for them. Like, I would not be, like, happy for them.
Right.
Like, oh, like good for them that they're getting married, but, like, I wouldn't be, I sound so evil.
No, you don't.
But I wouldn't be like, I am so happy for them. And I think I would feel a type of way.
For both
But I
of
don't
your
know why.
exes?
I don't
Oh,
know
okay.
why. Or just, like, it's a weird thought.
No,
See, it
that is-
hasn't happened, so I don't really know.
No, exactly.
But maybe I'll like go to work tomorrow and like ask, or maybe I'll ask my boss.
Oh, yeah,
like
that
when you
is-
found out that one of your exes like got married, like how did you feel?
No, yeah. I think I would like kind of be like, I think the first
weird.
time it would happen would be kind of a freak out.
Yeah,
Like I think I would be like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
But like why? Because it's like not a competition. But I'm not saying it is a competition. No, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a mixture of like, well, that could have been me. Like, thank goodness that's not me. But also like, whoa, like, right? Like he found his person before I found my person.
I think I would feel pressured.
Yeah, so it's not a competition, but
No, but for sure it would be like, oh shit, they already found their life partner.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
God. Oh God. Yeah. I mean, it's right. It's like when like people's it's like when people get divorced, it's like, oh, like so-and-so did better. Like so-and-so did better. You know what I mean?
Like after the divorce.
Yeah, after the divorce. Like I think, I think
Never thought that before.
I always like, I remember I would like kind of like look at like my parents' friends and then it'd be like, oh, so-and-so did better.
Oh, yikes.
You know what I mean? But then it's always nice when both parties do well.
Yeah.
And like both are like happy new relationships, whatever happiness means. So it's really interesting. Oh my gosh. I do think though, I will feel extremely crazy if I end up being like a good luck Chuck.
Yes.
Where every single ex you've been with gets married, because I know I've started to realize like in people our age, that's been happening. Like,
I have follow-up questions off the record.
Okay.
Really? Well, I mean, that was it.
Yeah, I think that's, I think we covered all our bases.
Yeah. I think this was a good exploratory conversation for me.
Me too. I think I need to like mentally prepare of how I'm going to react when I find out my ex is engaged.
Yeah. Well, I think the reason I also wanted to talk about all this is, as it will be, like by the time this episode comes out, like you're 26, right?
Yep.
And so, I mean, there are less and less people who are dating for the first time. Like this time around, right? Like I just think like the questions that I'm interested in or wanted to know about my partner when I was like 19 versus now are like a little different.
They're so different.
And we've identified like what is necessary and what's not so necessary.
Right.
Like
Don't
I don't
fucking tell
want
me
to
anything.
Yeah, I don't want to know like how many girlfriends you've had or how many, like I don't need to know that information.
Right.
And so like what am I curious like what am I curious about now?
Right.
The world is so small, like who knows? Like just kind of preparing ourselves. This always takes me back to like the negative vision practice thing that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Like what would happen if you were with your, current boyfriend and he happened to know your ex?
Dude, that's so effing awkward.
What if like I ran into my ex's ex? Well, what will you do if you ran into your ex's ex? What do? Do you pretend like like do you go say hi?
No.
Like he's not there. Like he's not there.
No, I'm not saying hi.
Hey, like didn't you date?
Oh, absolutely.
I also dated.
Oh, I absolutely not.
I don't know.
I think if I thought she was cool.
What if it was at the bar or the club though? What if it was at the club and y'all were like a little tipsy or just like you were hyper?
Maybe,
you know?
maybe. Yeah, maybe.
It could happen.
Yeah, if I'm in a fuck around and find out mood, I'm gonna find out and be like, I wonder how cool she is.
It could happen.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Oh, shoot. Interesting scenarios.
Hopefully they don't happen, but if they did,
we are prepared.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
So,
and like, you know, I think it's normal to be curious, but like you don't have to follow the curiosity. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to know the information. Like it's self-preservation.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like I don't want to, because once you find out, you just fucking know it doesn't go away. That information, no matter how badly you're gonna try to fucking, you know, amnesia it's not gonna go away.
Amnesia. Yeah, you guys really take it from me, please. Like I know I wasn't the trial, but trust me, I knew way too much. And
I will say a lot of like what I said on this episode, it was informed by you. Like I learned through you.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're very welcome.
Your sacrifices.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
Taking one for the team because
you want everyone to benefit.
Yes, of course. Do not.
Yeah,
don't do it.
Yeah, literally don't do it.
Yeah, maybe that should be the title of the episode. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Save yourself. Taking one for the team.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Awesome.
Yay.
Okay, well, we'll see you guys next week. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at bulgogi.podcast, Twitter at bulgogi podcast, me on Instagram at HANAKTTT,
and me at BEJULIFIED.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Woo. Amazing.
Bye.
Okay, bye.